This episode of WoW Weekly is brought to you by WoWweekly.net, your source for Warcraft and Blizzard news, guides, and editorials.
This week in Warcraft, 10-man heroic Garrosh will get targeted nerfs in 5.4.7. Still want to get the challenge mode rewards? Blizzard says now it's the time to do so. And the Scroll of Resurrection is being sent off to a farm to join your old pets. I'm Mezzy and welcome to WoW Weekly. This week I'm joined by LJ. Hello there, LJ.
Hello there, Mezzy. Good
How are
evening.
you?
I'm quite alright. And yourself?
Sick, stomach flu, sucks.
Flu here, normal flu.
TFI, man. TFI.
TFI?
Too much effing information.
TMFI then.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
wanted to use the word out. Something else. Tired.
So we're also joined by Matt.
Yes! We're also joined by Matt, who failed horribly at that. How are you, Matt?
Best introduction ever.
Always.
Oh,
Very,
yeah.
very tired.
Okay.
Oh, you almost felt sorry for me then.
No.
No.
So, yeah. Welcome to episode number 21 or 22? 22, I believe. Let's just get right into it. Yeah, let's start with the challenge modes. This week, the challenge mode, basically season-ending warning was given by Blizzard. And they said that if you want the rewards now, you should really get them now, because in an upcoming patch, prior to the release of the expansion, they're going to be removed. Now, this is because of things like the stat changes and the new levels, obviously. So the difficulty wouldn't be same in Warlords of Draenor. So now that they're going to get removed, and the rewards are pretty awesome, at least for some classes. Are you guys going to go ahead and do challenge modes now anyway?
I need to find a group for it first, but probably not. Don't spend that much time on WoW anyways at the moment, but challenge mode has never been my cup of tea. Shame about the Phoenix, would have liked one, but nothing else. I have enough mounts.
Oh dear God. Well, should you ever get the Phoenix, you know which mounts to give me, and
I'm always keeping invincible. Sorry, man.
no, you're giving it to me, damn it.
LJ, I never knew you had Invincible. Well, have you told people about this before?
No. It's I just got it like 5 years ago, so...
That's alright.
It's more like 3, but sure.
Oh, well.
F you. And Matt, how about you?
Same things. I'm not particularly that fussed by it, but then that it's mainly due to be that you just need people to take specific groups. I've never really been that interested in it, and would I like to have done it? Yeah. Would I now go and specifically try and find a group to do it? No, because I really can't be bothered. So yeah, I'm not particularly that fussed. I know people are going to cry. The one thing that I do think is a little bit annoying is we've all said this before, that they've sort of many times said there's nothing to do with PvE at the minute, and there's not really that much to want to make us play, and they've sort of taken yet another PvE thing out of the way, which is a little bit annoying.
Well, yes and no, because you just said yourself you can't be bothered organizing a group, and surely those that would now still have the chance to do so. So is it really removing content to you?
I still think it is, because yes, I'm not that interested in it because it is not trying to find a group and get groups sorted. But at the end of the day, we've got that much time on our hands until the expansion comes out. There's a very good chance that, but very bored one day, we think actually let's give it a go. Let's see what we can do. Let's take somebody there. Do you know what I mean? Let's just see what we can do.
Yeah.
And see if it works. But now, yes, we're still going to have time.
Is that a realistic chance, though?
I don't know. It's just we've never been there before. Read the tactics. There's that many tactics for everything now. I think I tried it once. I think I got bronze with a group back in the day. I think that's the only time I've ever actually done it half decently.
Okay. Yeah, I've done 5 out of the 9 and on gold, but to get a group for the last 4, yeah, it's hard to find the energy to do so. Yeah, not much else to say about that. So, some players were panicking after the announcement was made because they were thinking they'd only have until the release of patch 5.4.7, which is most likely in a couple of weeks, maybe 1, maybe 2. So, community manager Rigarius came out on the forums to say that it will not be in 5.4.7, so you'll have more time. But it will be in a patch after it. Now, to me, it would be more logical that it would happen with the 6.0 pre-patch. You know, when all the changes are made, the item squish is done, the stats are changed, hits and expertise get removed, all those different things. But because of the vagueness, you still can't be sure. Do you guys think it's going to be in the pre-patch or perhaps already sooner?
To me, the pre-patch would make sense. As you said, that's when all the new stuff's coming in. It still gives people a fair bit of time to do it. I understand letting people know now they're going to take it out, but without being more specific, again, I'll say my argument, it comes in where they're just going to tell us, yeah, they're doing fuck off PvE. Woo! So,
Okay, what about you, LJ? Well, I kind of agree with Matt on this. I mean, Matt, sorry. That it's kind of weird that they, with the PvE already being on a low pitch and PvP apparently getting special treatment because they are special people. They
oh, special.
Oh, so special.
Are they? I gotta say, because I actually don't agree with you guys. Is it really special treatment? It's not like they had to do much. The items were already there in 5.4 just in case. It's just a matter of, okay, now we're going to give people rewards for a season, what is it, 14? And then we're going to let people do the same thing over and over again in a new, quote-unquote, season.
These are people that have been doing the same thing for the entire expansion.
Oh, yeah.
Now they get more rewards for doing the same thing. So, yeah, they're going to be ecstatic.
Yep.
Sure, but people could go and progress, unless they've already done Hero Garage, they could progress onto the harder content.
The thing is, with
new gear, new rewards from that.
They could do that, but the argument is the reason the PvP is coming is for the reason they've done another season is for the people who do PvP and seriously. It would not matter if you told them you're only allowed to PvP in pink spandex. They would then still PvP in pink spandex. That is what they do.
Yeah.
So would be funny to see, though. To be honest.
Yeah, it would be very funny to see.
I think that if they did that, that would be also entertaining for the PvE players.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? The next, anyone from WoW listens to this, that should be the next idea. For the next PvP tournament, you only can wear pink spandex.
I can already see the Tauren.
You'd like to see that, wouldn't you?
No. I'm not keen on the bestiality, so.
Oh man. Wow. Okay.
I went there.
He went there. Okay. 18 plus thing on the video. Great. Well done, LJ.
always try to do my best to get something new on there, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, bestiality. Whew, there we go.
Yeah, that one's out of the way. I can scrap that off my list.
I bet you have an entire list to sabotage the podcast.
Oh, definitely.
No. Why would you think that? That's almost irresponsible.
Yeah.
Almost.
Why would I do that? Mm-hmm.
So, getting back to, I was going to say PvP, but to come back to challenge modes, ever since the removal of the Pro Drakes from the meta achievements in the first raid tier in Wrath of the Lich King, Blizzard has been against removing rewards after they're not current content anymore. This certainly is a sudden switch in methodology to that, I guess. Is it still, well, is it required for this type of content? Because challenge modes are something new after all. Is that why Blizzard has gone back on their policy?
It could be. I don't know. Maybe it's just really preparing for the when the stats hit, or it could have an underlying notion as well. But I dare not say it's. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Because it's a new item, of course, they don't know how it will react, I would say.
Well, they say it's in the spirit of fair play.
Yeah, but what is that spirit of fair play, to be honest? Towards the people who have already done it, then I assume, right?
Yeah, on a harder difficulty then, supposedly.
Yeah.
But they have scaling technology now.
Yeah, so you would say that would solve the problem, but apparently not. Maybe they need to still find a workaround for that because of the item squish, stat squish.
The biggest change that really affects it is hidden expertise removal. That the items get more stats towards the item budget on DPS increasing ones. But other than that, I don't
Yeah.
see why. Yeah, Matt, what are your thoughts?
Say similar. I think we've covered pretty much everything. It's going to be interesting. It is all mainly due down to, as you said, the squish. It's still, I don't know. It's still a little bit weird. We'll see how it goes.
All right, short and sweet. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be a bit of a short episode today. Not much to discuss. So let's go on to the garrisons. Blizzard came out on Tuesday evening with a new.
Good for them. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, LJ, you go there.
LJ's pulling out all the stops this week.
My apologies to
So
the
how many-
viewers.
How many more races?
I want to just say this. I have nothing against gay people. It's just a joke. I'm sorry. So yeah.
Do you want to add racists to the mix?
That's going to be for the next or the next topic or the next week. So just hold your
Okay.
horses. Take it easy, man. You can't do everything at once. Jeez.
Yeah, you're right. You can't do much. That's true.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's try this again.
Where were we?
Let's try this again. So on Tuesday evening, Blizzard came out with the new Artcraft, I believe. Yeah, Artcraft, it's called. This week for garrisons. I'll actually put it on the screen. What are your guys' general thoughts looking at the art? Are you looking forward to it?
Of course. When I saw the first with the Mage Tower and the Lumber Mill, I could hardly contain my nerd boner. So
Wow.
I'm getting them all in there. No, but I really like it. I normally don't go for like artwork as such, but
Yeah.
even though I keep buying the what you call it, collector's editions, I love the artwork books and those as well. But no, it's more. I really like the looks of it, and I really like where they're going. It really has a good feel to it so far. Though we only know the Mage Tower, which starts off as a tent, which is pretty fun, and the Lumber Mill. I mean,
Yeah.
for what really happens, but also for like not alliance, but also the horde side. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with, and especially the I like the way how you go from version 1 to 3, how it can evolve from like with the Mage Tower from a tent to a real tower. Stuff like that is really interesting, I think.
Looking at the lumber mill, I've got it on the screen now. The textures just look amazing. It still looks like the old lumber mill we all saw when we first started playing, but it just looks
think they said-
amazing.
Yeah. So I agree.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So with everything you were saying, it does. We all know what they're aiming for. They are aiming for giving you the epic it's got to be epic experience what they're looking for, which is fair enough. You can't moan them for doing that, but I was a little bit pessimistic, as people probably know I am always pessimistic, regarding how they were going to make it work. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't fully sure how they were going to make it work. But it looks good. I like what they've done with it. I like the fact that they've given it quite a clear vision of what they want to do, and it does look pretty cool. Like I think I mentioned earlier about the maze tower. It just starts a little tent, goes to a nice little housey thing, then all of a sudden, it's an epic tower.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
What? Don't you like my? It's totally epic.
Well, you know the bees reference? You sounded just like that.
He did, to be
You
honest.
did, yeah. Scrolling down, I'll show my favorite art as well. The sword glowing, hovering above the stone goblet thing. It just looks amazing.
Did
Yeah.
you have a nerd boner at that?
No.
Yes, you did, Mazzy. Yes, you did. It's okay. You can just say it.
No,
We're amongst
I
friends
had
here.
that at the Heroes of the Storm information from MMO Champion.
Which,
Oh, okay.
which we'll not go into this podcast because we haven't read it all yet, because we can't be. I mean, because we're just a little bit too busy.
Because we're saving Heroes of the Storm for a future podcast. That's what you should say, Matt.
Yes, that's the exact reason.
And
That's
it's not
what
like
we all
they're going
thought.
to hear this at all. Anyway,
No, well, we need more people for that.
yes, share our podcast, guys.
We're
Please.
desperate! He's been torturing us to share it on Facebook and such now, but it's so awful.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I've been doing.
Oh yeah, you definitely. Every time. Look at this, do this. Oh my god, it's like a safe job, man.
Considering I do about 90% of the work for the website and the podcast.
You do 90% of the work. We provide 90% of the entertainment.
Exactly.
Oh, so you
mean-
get to do the fun bit. I
If we
see.
left you, if we left this podcast over to you, I mean, we wouldn't even have that one viewer. One viewer.
Okay, this podcast is an absolute mess. It's gotta be said. I'm so sorry.
I
We
think,
haven't smoked any pot, so that we
No.
can say that at least. So
again, I believe the term is entertaining.
that's what our lawyer says, huh?
Yeah, always.
Oh, yeah. We have a lawyer. Good to hear.
No, Matt and I do. Just to save us from you.
Oh, okay. Moving on quickly. Actually, to the discussion point already. Like I said, short episode. Probably best considering the state of it right now.
What? It's entertaining. It has comic value.
Good. I'm glad. So, I want to talk about raid instances this week. Because we always have something to complain, always something to say and do and whatnot. So, basically, last week we talked about if you got to design the next class. This week, design the ideal raid instance. What would be the ideal raid instance for you?
Cold War. Period.
I have to agree with that.
Oh, my problem is I'm not the greatest fan of that.
What's he doing in this podcast?
I'm sorry.
What's he doing in this podcast, Messi?
I'll
I
cook
have-
him, beer back.
Thing is, I have mentioned before that I think with Old War, it gives back bad memories from the whole previous guild thing. But it was all I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favourite. So my favourite, as I've always said, were back at TBC. I love the way TBC worked. I love how everything looked, and so I loved
It was new.
Serpent Shrine Cavern. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, it was new. It was nice. It gave you this. I just think the scale of everything in that was quite big. Like, if you remember going into Serpent Shrine Cavern for the first
Holy
time,
shit, that was
it was
humongous.
huge.
Yeah.
And the only bad thing at the minute I can sort of say about these dungeons is they're not. I take the piss by saying it, but they're not epic.
I agree. I completely agree.
And
Yeah.
I just want them to bring. I know this. I've not played it for a couple of weeks, but I've mentioned before Final Fantasy, and the first time I played Final Fantasy for a while, since before Christmas, I went into a dungeon. It's just an LFR type dungeon. You can just search for it. It's nothing major, and it is. You go in there, and all you'll think of is like, Jesus, this place is huge, and you just don't get that with it. Ogrimmar. It's split into 4 or 5 different. It's split into different parts, and unfortunately, I think I don't know what I don't know. But I agree with what Ulduar was when you first went to Ulduar and you were doing the thing. It did give you that feeling of epicness. That's one thing I will agree with there, if you know what I mean. You walked in there and you started your little blowing the crap out of stuff in your demolishers,
chopper, or siege engine.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're running around going, "I'll tell you what, this is actually quite impressive. This is a big bloody game. It took you half an hour to get through the front fucking door. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, language simple. But do you know what I mean? It felt epic. It felt quite big. But everything else afterwards, okay. In general, they tried to do it with, I think, a couple of players. They tried to do it with Dragon Soul. They tried to make it feel big, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. It never felt as big as it should have been.
That's because for Dragon Soul, it's because you had seen just about everything. It was a complete rehash of art.
Yeah.
This is one of the few times I have to agree with what are probably trolls that they did not put much effort into Dragon Soul. They wanted to get out of Cataclysm as soon as possible and get Mist of Pandaria out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was. I'm still trying to think back and what was the because I'm looking through. I'm very very open. My favourite expansion is TVC quite easily, but I'm just trying to take everything from the start off. You start in Karazhan. Yes, yes, you go from 40-man raiding to 10-man raiding. Yay, have fun.
Yes, but Karazhan itself was big as a place. You felt
That's
like
what
you
I mean.
were going through the tower.
Yeah.
It
was very big.
Alone. Holy shit, that brought the entire thing to life.
And I like the concept of the opera event, and there's not enough like that for me. The opera event was brilliant because I can remember sitting there, so girl fiance was there as well. And I can remember we always sit there going, okay, what have we got today? What event have we got today? And you guarantee after one of them, it's like, oh, crap. But it was fun. It was something different. You knew for a fact that every single week you'd most likely have a slightly different fight to do, which just added to, I know it's hard to say once you got used to them, but it just added to a little bit more of, I don't know, something, just a bit more randomness to it, which was nice. It was nice to have. And then you move from there, you have to get the achievements, you have to then go and kill, I forgot his name, the big ugly thing, what's it called?
Gruul.
You had to kill Gruul, but you also had to kill Magtheridon as well.
Oh, yeah.
You killed Thor
Maggie.
Gruul.
Yeah.
Once you killed Magtheridon,
Meg.
that allowed you to go into Serpent Shrine Cavern. Once you'd done Serpent Shrine Cavern a certain way, that allowed you to go into Tempest Keep. But when you first walk into Tempest Keep, I can remember the very first raid. Now, my guild back then, we weren't the best guild. We weren't a bad guild. We were a learning progression guild. We were trying to become as good as we could. We started social, and we started raiding properly, and we started doing well. And that's not big. We did quite well. But I can remember, because we weren't as organised as we should have been back then, because we were learning, trying to do the trash for the first time in Tempest Keep. Just the trash.
Oh, those first 4 trash packs.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
3 or 4, 4 trash packs in the hallway. Those were insane.
They were horrible.
Yeah.
But
And then walking into Alar's room.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was awesome. But also, like, all the rooms, basically, if you got there, especially
And even though they
Kill-
Galarian.
Thassa's room, I thought especially was amazing, especially when he opened up the roof. That was just...
And it was just, for saying
Wow.
there was only 4 bosses in that dungeon, it felt so much bigger than the 4 bosses. Okay, people may say, oh, so much trash, because unfortunately on this game there's way too many people that moan about trash and need to be shot in the head.
All right, we can add homicide to the episode.
See, it's not only me.
That was my opinion. But so there was so much trash, and I like trash in raids. My perfect raid.
To a certain degree, it has to be like
Yeah.
nice and challenging, not just it has not like nowadays a lot of trash packs are because there has to be trash packs, not because
Yeah.
they're nice or unique or something. No, there has to be trash packs towards the next boss.
Yeah, it's like
just
put trash
like-
back in, man. Push trash back in. And what I want a trash pack regarding. I actually quite like. I don't know if it's just me, but I actually quite like the trash before Garrosh. And I think that is mainly because
It's just you.
no, I quite like it
I
because it
think
is a
it's
challenge.
just him, yeah.
It is a challenge, and
It
unfortunately,
was the first few weeks.
that's what I mean. The first few weeks, but that's what every trash pack's like. Every trash pack, and this can still wipe you. But I think it's been. I think we find out is it been nerfed because it did look like it had been nerfed last time we were there.
No.
Because no, it felt like it had been nerfed last time.
You were just more organized.
Yeah, we're just more organised. So I don't know. It was a weird situation, but so my perfect. Maybe going back another random note. I think I was one of the only people that liked Mount Hagel. I loved Mount Hagel.
I loved Mount Higel
Mount
Yeah,
Hyde
and
was
also-
awesome, but that was also because of
because of the lore.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Warcraft 3. I mean, you basically played Warcraft 3 in first person,
Warcraft.
third person mode. So yeah,
Yeah, and
you were reliving that, which was awesome.
I'm not going to talk about law or anything like that because, as you two know, I do not know enough about the law to say what I would like from a fight.
Yeah.
But what I hope and what I really hope does happen is the next set of raids that come out are. I need to do the really cheesy voice again, but I have to. Epic.
That wasn't really cheesy. You
Well,
can do
yeah.
better.
I'm not doing that, and I'm tired. But I just hope they do leave you feeling that that's a bloody good dungeon. And in some respects, when Ogrimmar first came out, we all said we actually didn't. We quite enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? We did quite enjoy it when it first came out, but unfortunately, it just lost it. The more you do it, it's not one of those dungeons that you really want to do all the time. You just get bored and it just feels depressing. Unlike some of those other dungeons, you were bloody happy to be there because you thought, I like this place. It's a really good dungeon. It's a really good laugh. And you wanted to go back, where unfortunately I think at the moment it's gone. But again, it could be the whole argument with mythic or heroic as it is, because I don't know. People may think I'm being a bit mad with it. I just have never really liked the whole concept of clearing something twice. I know they do it just for stuff. I don't know. I think you should just have one set of raid and it'd be bloody hard. Sod it. And then flexi.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, you were talking about Karazhan, and I was thinking, you know how in Karazhan you have NPCs that talk and stuff, and they make it feel alive in Karazhan. Yeah, we were talking about how things make a raid instance feel alive. The thing is, with Orgrimmar in the Room of the Shamans, which is quite large in and of itself, yet it feels quite small, and you have the overseers abusing the prisoners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it feel alive in Orgrimmar, at least not for me. Why is that?
It feels too static. It feels like I don't know. It was with Karazhan. There was like one whole theme, and that carried on and blended into each other. But now it's more like, especially if you have looking for raid and such, you have the four wings, and they have to be each specific. You don't have them blending into each other. Like when you defeat Shah of Pride, you all of a sudden are in Orgrimmar. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no blending. You take a portal and you're there. And then in Orgrimmar itself, okay, you get to different areas and such, but it's not really. It's not vibrant. It's not really. It's not saying this is Orgrimmar. You should feel threatened by Garrosh's presence, but you really don't. To be honest, it's just boss after boss after boss, just in a different setting, and yeah, there's nothing really special to it. There's no little tricks to it. No little gauntlet. No little. I don't know.
Might
It's just
I say it doesn't even really feel like you're in a city?
No, it doesn't.
a little bit. I think the main issue that we have is stuff like LFR, and now we're talking about. I personally am, and I don't. LFR wasn't around during. Was it around during Old War? Or did it come in after that?
No. It
It was,
came
sorry?
in
What?
the last tier of Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Dragon Soul, that's when
I think it
LFR
was.
came out.
And
Fred very young. So.
for me, I think that is part of the issue. They segregate it so much into everything. If you know, into silly things. It's so annoying. They just segregate into 4 things every time, and you're just sitting there going, "What's the point?" He said, "There's no actual point in. Okay, these are the first 4 bosses. Oh, we know the first 4 bosses. That's fine. The first 4 bosses have been killed. You can't then, in my eye, you can't really do it properly because everybody's thinking, "Oh, this is boring. This isn't what I expect it to be." And I don't know. It might just be being hypercritical, but I think with LFR, it made the raids slightly more boring because everyone knew not how to do the bosses. Because Jesus Christ, LFR doesn't teach people that. But it sort of oversimplified them because everyone just looked at it there. The first 4 bosses there, the next 4 bosses there, the next 4 bosses. So I don't know.
I don't think it's really that possible anymore to make an ideal raid instance for us, especially for us 3 now, because we've been spoiled by the past, to put it like that. Pardon me. But yeah, I think you need a combination of things to make a raid really stand out and really vibrant now, especially nowadays with all the experience that we've had. It's really difficult for the creators as well. But I think there's still plenty of fantasy and plenty of ideas to be worked out there, just that they need to be, given a nudge. But it's also with the current climate, with people not wanting it too difficult, not wanting, etc. All the bullshit reasoning. But I think they need to just push that boundary once and just release a raid that is really new, fresh, difficult, all those things like Karazhan meets SSC meets Ulduar meets whatever.
Yeah.
So long it does
that. Baby.
Sorry.
That's one horrifying baby.
But a very
thing.
But a very interesting, a very good looking, and a very challenging baby.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, that sounds slightly disturbing. We don't want them to rehash stuff, okay, in some respects, but we have to understand that 90% of the fights out there, you can probably find the skills that have been used. Not a twin, but you can find the skills on another fight. So I don't understand why. Like one of my favourite fights, I don't know if it was perverting why I like the fight, was Solarian in Tempest Key. I love that fight. Maybe because I've got some funny memories on it, if you know what I mean. But I still genuinely like that fight. And
run out! He's not running out. Boom!
Yeah, that was. You know what I mean? It was amazing. This is a true story, people. True story. One of my raids, one of the offsides, I used to be a guild leader, and I did raid lead him, but I tried only to raid lead when needed. I let other people get on with most of it. If they weren't idiots. And this one raid we had, it was a Londoner doing it, and he was calling for people to run out. It was I think I may have typed it in chat, and this one bloke, this one mage at a time, just did not listen. And the last thing I heard was this officer scream absolutely at the top of his voice down TeamSpeak at the time, say, "Get out!" And he said people were laughing that much that he screamed that loud that people fell off the chair because they were just laughing at him in the end.
Well, that's if you try to help somebody that much, yeah. I mean, it's better just to kick the player.
This one,
scream your lungs out.
We were social. Yeah. We were trying as much to get there as we could. And we were doing all right, but yeah, it was funny, and it was just as we said, you raid to a certain standard as best you can. And this one you're learning, and some fights. This is what I like about that though. It was a very, very, very simple technique. It was a very, very simple fight.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, with it being such a simple fight, there was not much to go wrong, but it still could wipe you. And that's the only thing, that's the issue I find at the moment, because I think they're almost trying to make fights in a mix between the best of the best and the worst of the worst. It's almost like they want loads of stuff to happen, but there isn't really one thing that will wipe you. Like in look at some of the fights nowadays. You've got fights like what's the bloody one I'm thinking of? Juggernaut. If a bomb goes off, it should technically wipe you, but it doesn't. Sometimes you can survive it. Whereas back in the day, you make one mistake with one specific thing, it did wipe you.
Yep.
And like Siege Crafter is a little bit like that, in the essence that
Siege Crafter Heroic is a cluster F.
yeah, it's a little bit like that, but again, it's the whole concept of it's multiple things wiping you than one specific thing. The only thing that could wipe you, and that was very, very rarely, is if the 2 DPS on the well, no, there's a couple of things, but if like a tank's lost something, or something happened on the belt, they're the only things that could really, yeah, okay, there's a fair bit of damage that can wipe you, but I mean, they're the main things that could wipe you. So, I don't know. For me, I would have preferred to have something where even though you do a fight perfectly, if one thing goes wrong, you're dead.
Alright, let's take the example of Heroic Siege Crafter. For those that don't know, when you do Heroic Siege Crafter, what changes is that every single time he uses a new set of weapons, one of them will get empowered, and it can't be the same one on the next belt. Which causes, like I said, a cluster F. Many different things are going on, and at the same time, the belts have more health, etc. What, for you, Matt, would have to change on that fight to make it more in the line of the Burning Crusade type fights?
Again, it's
You
quite
could
hard.
even remove entire mechanics if you want.
I don't know. It's just, again, it's just one of those things where I don't know how you can improve that fight. I'm not a games developer. It's very, very hard to do. I understand that concept of it. But for me, there aren't enough fights. Most fights nowadays, you can either out DPS or out heal. That is it. There's no one thing that can fuck you up. Back then, it did not matter how much healing you did. All it meant that if you messed up, you died. And I just don't know why they don't do something like that. I can't think of a fight. I may be put wrong.
Malkorok.
Malkorok, yes. But again, you can survive 3 or 4 things on that. If two blow up, or if one blows up, technically you can survive it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If 2 blows up, you might get lucky, and technically you can survive it. 3rd, you fuck. So you still probably get 2 or 3 chances. But if one gets blown up, you make sure people get yelled at that much in a nice way that they ain't going to fuck up again, in theory. So I'm talking about stuff that was very, very simple tactics, debuffs that walked out. But if you fucked it up, you died. Just simple things like that. And there just does not seem to be that much of this. Now, I do talk about it sometimes. I always make it sound like all the fights back in the day were simple as hell. They weren't. They were tactics. They were quite complicated. But again, it just feels that the fights back in the day were made complicated by having to be very, very specific in what you were doing. Not now, where they're just complicated due to the amount of stuff to learn. If that makes sense.
Alright, so let's say you do get to design a new raid. In Warlords of Draenor, for example, which theme would you like to see, LJ? How many bosses? Would you like the bosses to be like how Matt described, like more in the lines of the Burning Crusade?
Hello,
I
Kitty.
would, yeah. What was that?
Hello,
What?
Kitty.
Hello Kitty.
Hey, don't
That's
just
the
Hello
secret
Kitty, man.
end boss.
I'm
No,
a
the
paladin.
next expansion. I'm calling it now. It's the heroic only boss.
Yep.
Just imagine if they did though. Just imagine they put, here we are. It's an evil Hello Kitty.
So LJ, go. Lore, races,
Okay, I'll go.
whatever.
Sorry. No,
I swear
I
you
don't-
did this joke 1 or 2 weeks ago as well.
I probably do it every episode. I don't care. But I think it's difficult to say like what I would exactly want. I mean, I like lots of different instances. Like the Eye only had 4 bosses, but I also love Karasan, who had 16 or something like that. I'm
I
not
want
sure.
to say 14 or 11, 12, or 14. I'm going to look it up.
Something like that. So I mean, it's all different. It doesn't depend on how many bosses, but also how the bosses are and the whole raid instance itself, of course. But yeah, I more in the style like with Burning Crusade, but also like with Ulduar and ICC. To be honest, I like that as well. But yeah. For the rest, it's difficult to say. It's difficult because I have to admit I don't have that much imagination myself. I'm not very creative. I let that over to other people, so I like more discussing with and slacking off what other people have done. But no, it's just different than how it is now. That's the best thing I could say. Probably just make it more like how it used to be. Make it more. You don't. It doesn't have to be a lot of bosses as long as it's entertaining and special in a non-handicapped way.
Shall we add that to the list as well?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. I looked it up. Karazhan has 11 bosses,
11
and then if you count the
optionals.
opera event as 3, then it's 13. Add in the optional.
Is that 4? Isn't it 4 opera event?
No, 3. You have Little Red Riding Hood, Oz, and
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it
Romeo
was
and
3. Yeah,
Juliet.
yeah.
I used to love Little Red Riding Hood. It was so funny.
Me too, because it had a chance that it never did to drop my gun. Anyway, so yeah, that's 13 for Karazhan. Add in the optional basement boss is 14 if you want to count that as the 3 different ones.
Yeah.
It would be 16.
Okay, so maximum of 16, but like 11 on a roll.
Yeah, realistically,
On a roll,
11. 11 or 12.
Okay. Okay.
So that's pretty big, but it was awesome. If I
But-
keep every time I think about Karazhan and my time there, I just have to smile.
The worst thing is, I've not watched the new Lego movie, by the way, but there was a song on the new Lego movie, and it just keep reminding me of that, and that's everything is awesome, everything is cool. That's what you sound like at the moment.
Shadowmourne.
Shadowmourne, I love you, Shadowmourne.
God.
Okay.
Datacron.
But no, where were we?
Nobody knows.
Carousel.
You wanted things differently. I then went back to the Karazhan thing for the correct, exact information. And now I think it's time to close off the episode, unless either of you has anything else to add.
No, but
to
let's shut it off for tonight.
to
It's
the
been
ideal raid instance.
Yeah, it's over and over. My would be basically a decent, like a modern version of Serpent Sign, something like that.
Okay. For me, it would be something like Karazhan, I gotta be honest. Something with a lot of, flavor to it. The music has to be great, because the music in Ogmar sucks. It's generic orc war music things. I really don't care for it at all.
no.
Yeah, the slating. The one just add one more thing about Ogrimmar for me, and
Sure.
then I'll leave it. The one thing I find about Ogrimmar is it is just, apart from the odd slave or something like that, it has just gone through a massive upheaval. And yes, there's bits of it blocked off, but it just doesn't sort of feel that it's gone through a massive upheaval. If you know what I mean. they've thrown people out, they've killed people, they've killed. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't to me feel like there's been a massive rumble there.
Yeah.
So
Well, for the Alliance side, you have Tyrande and her Night Elves helping you out after Iron Juggernauts. You have the Gnomes killing off the trash, or rather freezing them. So in that sense, you have some help. But then, for example, after... Oh wait, LJ hasn't defeated Garrosh yet, has he?
no. But the silly thing, sorry, going back to what you've just said, it's a bit of a piss take. Yes, Tyrande comes in and kicks the crap out of everyone, fine. The gnomes come in and freeze everything in the space of about 10 seconds. Why the fuck didn't we send them in the first place?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why do we
Pretty
need us?
weird the first time you see that.
Do you know what I mean? Why do you need the adventurers when good old gnome who's amazing has walked in and battered the fuck out of everybody?
Yeah, why aren't the armies killing everything?
Do you know what I mean? Why aren't the gnome... What, just fuck it, send them in. I ain't doing it now.
Exactly.
We don't need to do it, they're amazing. Send them in, they'll batter them.
Exactly, gnomes go to Siege Crafter, freeze his weapons. He can't do a thing.
Do you know what I mean? Send him in. He'll batter the idiot.
Yeah.
But no. I'm not very good now, but I'll beat the minions. It's fine.
Alright. Thanks for watching. This was episode number 22. If you liked the episode and LJ hasn't offended you, please comment and subscribe to the channel. Click the like button, of course. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/WoWweekly. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/bbmezzi. And then finally, you can also follow us, or rather, keep up with WoW news on our website, wowweekly.net, where we keep up with every... it's becoming more regular, thankfully. Almost everyday news when there's something to report, so check that out as well. I think that's pretty much it. I'm Mezzi. I was joined by LJ and Matt. Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for being here.
Once again, apologies to all those that LJ has offended.
No.
Thanks for watching.
No apologies.
And we'll see you again next time.